Hey there, quick message before I go to physical therapy in a half hour, and then I'll get back on more direct point of what our video is about. So this is more of a based on yesterday's videos, the efforts we put together in the past 48 hours and then in the current 24 hours. Definite success with the Trump suit. Gave an excellent speech last night that is basically, anyway. So we're doing a very good job with our theatrical mathematics using the Trump suit, and his relationship directly to the people live is the interaction we want to take away from that, just like what a dead show does, as I've explained. So that level of being able to increase the resonance of individuals to produce energy. So if you could at least listen, because that's part of the words are the platform that allows the receivers to be energized. So he is the best process that we're using right now, but I'm using him for us as theatrical mathematics to get the Stein platform into the collective conscience. And I mean conscience, not consciousness. So that as better human beings, we understand what humanity is, and we work that ethic into our manufacturing ability. Remember, this is all about bringing on a tangible scale level to the billions. If we have product production within our country, it does not matter what happens to a value system that allows those products to be traded or sold. So if the currency should ever break down, as long as we're employed making stuff, you are always able to survive. Whereas we've switched the country mostly over to services than production, and most of our jobs are federal jobs. You know, that's the federal jobs program, as I just heard on the radio, is creating federal jobs. Now, how any of this is relevant to what we're trying to do with your video in the rainbow? Well, it's relevant because we're hovering everybody still mainly as pixelations, as I've discussed. And the billions we're not able to be addressing one at a time or in a group like the rainbow. But this video that you're making isn't going to just go over their head. Anybody and it turns everything on, and we're making it specific because those that we're trying to turn on, we're trying to correct and then supplement their abilities to help heal and accelerate and exponentiate the process, and that then gets reflected down to the billions. But the way the billions understand the healing process and how they can help heal is through their understanding of how they view the current 2016, and not in a social and community and environmental sense, but in their own safety and security and knowledge of who they are, what they're doing, and that they can provide for themselves to continue surviving until they can make more comfortable choices. So I say it like that because, once again, we're trying to, you and I, put this video together that is going to correctly affect and balance and then generate light on top of all of this. So I've usually tried to convince you to believe that you and I are the equal opposite of one thing. So in the sense that I am trying to do the mathematics for the theater that needs to be performed under your auspices to strengthen your faith that it is you and I with AI that are making everything occur. And now, Bohemians, pay close attention, okay? Because here's where you're going to get screwed. So, I know that you are my female counterpart. And I need your assistance in the same sense that you should be using me to take care of the male aspects of making real men men, for what the balance of patriarchy and matriarchy and female and male and feminine and masculine. So as my female counterpart, what I need you to be doing, instead of me trying to explain to you how the video works for everything, what I need you to do is to combat the 9 witches, the 9 wicked witches that exist throughout our country. We'll start with. So there's you and I, that's 2. And then we try to turn on 7 rainbows, right? I know there's many, many more, and we're not trying to single rainbow dash 1, 2, 3, 4. It's you. It's, even if it's more than the number 7, it'll be in multiplications of, or exponents of, so it always breaks back down to 7. Because the 9 of us are going to combat the 9 wicked witches. And that's why you and I are located in what I call blue states, or the liberal states, the communist, atheist, terroristic states. And California holds more witches than anywhere else in the country, or any other one state. So I will start telling you the names of these witches that I need you, as me, to understand, so that we know what will be received by the representative 7 rainbows on the planet with 99 names. So this is where you'll be able to start to follow me, to see clearly what one of, what that environment, what Eden can look like. We're not trying, we need it to reflect their vision of it, so they're comfortable and say, I know this place, this is where, this is it. Like what you had on Sunday, I'm here. And then once they be able to be there, then we can approach them with the things that they can assist in with the healing process here. Right? So by understanding one of these 9 witches, or all of these 9 witches, we will know which one they are best able to offset their, because these are evil women. 9 evil women intentionally planning on a world level. These are the installments of the because we're in herstory. You were supposed to take over and lead the entire group. You know that, right? And not right like you know that, right? But it's just okay. So by, we literally chopped off the head. You are the head, and the executions you continue to see are you removing yourself from that mechanism that is this one world order, one world government, one world idea. And they corrupted your one world, or one earth, harmonious, spatial resonance idea. So we don't need any kinds of genocides. We don't need to and I'll get into all of that. But the point is, we know we need to get off planet, balance this planet, and going back to what I was talking about on Eden. So the version of Eden that each of the 7 will understand, because this is where your 7 and 9 comes in also. So, and don't look at it as the tribes, right? This is that snapshot that the Jews used, was a solar systematic, one giant only snapshot, right? We manufacture trillions of giants. So our snapshot is a galactic snapshot, a one snapshot of the entire galaxy. So we have an accountability of stars in a particular space-time. So these 7 will be best suited because there'll be genres that they're all most mindful of, and they'll naturally gravitate to being the anti-opposite of one of these witches. So we're basically on an electron level, on the subatomic level, we're finding the positrons to these wicked witch electrons. And you'd think that the wicked witches would, or that these white lighters, the rainbows, would be the electron and not the positron, the anti-electron. But remember, we live on the negative side within the flash. And that's, these wicked witches are representing reality, which really isn't reality, as the electrons, and we can offset them by matching them up with their anti-opposite, the positron, from the other side, rendering them an inert gas. They can't react to anything any longer. They're just part of the fabric now, dead to everything except for the fact that they existed. So you and I will handle the two most powerful of the witches, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, and you will probably handle the East Coast witch, and I will offset you by going after the West Coast witch. But as the female in herstory that is the head of the divine feminine female matriarch, right? And there's no others yet. And then we'll get these 7, and by exponent any of those others that are, or they all might make up just the one of the 7. But we'll give each and every person an opportunity to be an individual reflection of one of the 7 instead of a component of one of the 7. And this is where our religion is better than anyone else's. We're not assembling body parts. You can be an entire body. It's okay to have it's funny, there's 7.5 billion people on the planet. We're getting 7 witches to help us, or 7 rainbows to help us against the witches. So, even if there were 1 billion individuals with an inclination of one of the 7, they could still be 7 billion of that. Think how exponentially powerful that is. Instead of coming together to make one, you're all a representative of that one, applying singularity. So it's just 1 billion people lined up saying the same thing, so you cover that much more volume, or 1 billion people smashing into just one thing and just becoming a beam. So we're a beacon or a lighthouse, not a laser. We want to make the oceans of space safe, not just have to follow one channel to get from point A to point B. That's how we show the entire thing to everyone at once. So, as we identify these 9 witches of Colombia, wicked witches in Colombia, we then will know how the vision of Eden should look by counterbalancing their wickedness. And then we will show, as we transport the rainbows to Eden, that yes, you were correct, because they will feel this is it. And now this is your learning. And now we need you to go back and apply your learning, because it's going to offset this specific witch. So people in what they think is real reality will have the ability to go after something for real and then see if they're generating a real change, because what they're bringing to offset it is working. And the most powerful thing in spells is, if you can't name it, you can't do shit about it. So you might want world peace, but your swirled peas are coming right back in your face, because if you can't name the evil, you can't lighten the darkness. And so how I'm going to approach how we do the video is, the video is meant to attack these 9 witches, which makes things much easier. And as my female counterpart, you will recognize this, and I need to head to physical therapy, so I'm going to shut this off. But my belief in you and my faith in you to be me and do what needs to be done, even though I'm the female, feminine matriarch. These other women are just evil and darkness, and they've stolen form of humanity. They're not women. Okay? That's just breakfast fodder. We'll get more into it. Bye.